watch this, you watch entertainment, you do this, you for an example, you go to work, you guys have different types of work, that guy does this, you do nursing, he does engineering, I feel like it's at a stagnant ass place right now. I feel like we're not at a point where we was. If you look at back in the days, things were running. Things were running. Everybody was connected. Nobody was everybody was helping each other. Everybody was this and that. It's just that nobody has aspirations no more. Everybody's just in a constant bubble of what the society runs today. And there's like a few people in the world that actually wants to actually explore how they're gonna escape. This is what they mean by Matrix.
Yeah.
When people just talk about Matrix, this is what they mean. People that live in a bubble or live like they're in a bubble. That's why people want to say Matrix. When you think about Matrix, think about somebody trying to escape the same the same cycle that you see people doing every day. I promise you, I could get a person from across the street and get a person that's all the way south from across the street, and they'll almost have the same identical lives, my nigga. It's just that some of them might have it rough, somebody have it must be easier. At the end of the day, they're still doing the same shit.
Yeah, this is where I feel like the self-improvement space also describes this kind of like very well too. As for progress, I think it's a matter of arrogance. It's a matter of arrogance. People are just arrogant. Humans in general, because you go to school. We feel like we've discovered it all. That we got it all figured out. Like even when you look into the context of science, right? You'll look at what people were saying 100 years ago, and then compared to what people are saying now, and people now feel like they've cracked the code. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like certain concepts, you tell the average person about a concept that was created maybe 200 years ago, they'll say, oh yeah, like due to modern science, like we actually know what we're talking about. These people back then, yeah, they knew nothing about what they were talking about, but who's to say that in the future the same thing won't be said? So I feel like humans nowadays are just arrogant, and it's probably lead to complacency, because we think everybody before us has either oh shit, I'm coughing, I need some water. But like either everybody before us has already figured it out for us. So like all the great people who went down in history for like philosophy, so like people like Imhotep, people like Aristotle, people like Socrates, all the Greek philosophers and all that stuff, the Renaissance period. Due to this type of stuff, humans feel like we got it all figured out. We got it all together. And anybody who thinks anything different from what we think today, they had it all wrong. They were completely wrong. Modern science can debunk them. They knew nothing, but due to the proper science and everything that we have today, we are able to come up with a more plausible explanations for the being of things, which, it leads to complacency. We don't know what we're doing. Most of the stuff that we are accelerating in more is like, more physical level stuff. You know what I mean? At least the stuff that we are exposed to, like every single year we have a new iPhone. You know what I mean? Et cetera, et cetera. We're that's the only place where as far as I know, is where we're accelerating at. But when it comes to things like philosophy, spirituality, religion, that's where we're kind of like, we don't really have it there, because nobody cares. And it's for the exact reasons that I've said before. We're too busy occupied with the physical, material world things. Like you said, the Matrix. We feel like people before us, they've sort of figured it all out. and if they, due to that, we feel like we have all the answers, and so causes we'd have no more growth. We feel like we have no more growth to be made. But every single time though, people, I feel like people think the same thing every single generation. Because even before, I swear to God, if you probably went like back 100, 500 years ago, like it's like one thing where like Christians say, like there are Christians today who will tell you that rapture is coming soon. There are Christians probably 500 years ago saying the same exact thing, because they almost had similar mindsets or ideologies that we have today. Not the same, like they think the exact same thing, but it's almost like we share in common this sort of human nature / way of thinking, But that's all I gotta say.
I feel like, because like, the way the way you express things right now and the way I express things, it's more of it's more of a way of saying this world is fucked. So basically, like, I want you to understand that, like, I look at them. I look at society, and I'll be like, yeah, we're not moving forward from this, from just like, it's really fucked up, because like the fact that like I've seen people constantly like, it's like people that like there's no advancement, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. There's just no advancement.
Yeah.
So there's no going to the higher leagues. None of this, like, I promise you, materialistic things is where they got it in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
They got the encrypted inside the head so well that that's what society craves on.
Hey, and not to interrupt you, right? You cool if I record the conversation? I'll probably just post like the stuff that I say, unless you want me to post some stuff you say too. I gotta get that YouTube content, bro. Alright.
Oh my god. I didn't know you was doing this. What the hell?
I'm only finna post I only started recording like 7 minutes ago. But I'll just, if you want, I'll just post the stuff that I said. I'll cut all your stuff out.
No, that's cool. It's cool. I didn't know you was recording, but yeah.
And my fault. I should tell you later.
Understand my point. I'm not gonna change I'm not gonna change anything. But I'm saying anything that's I told you, anything that right now, it's just materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest now, like, I probably, the only thing that like people would say like,
what up? Hey, not to knock off the mood or anything, but I just let Guardian know I recorded like the last 8 minutes now of our conversation. I'm just gonna, what's it called? If you want, just let me. If you don't want to be in like the video or whatever, I'll just cut out everything else you guys say, and I'll only put in what I say. That way I can use it for the content, because I feel like I come up with like good ideas whenever I'm talking with y'all. So I just feel like I had to,
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
You good, Guardian?
Yeah.
Alright, man.
I'm good. It's but yeah, I'm not gonna change my fucking. That's right. Stand my point.